Hallo, 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 hører man nå? Okay. Here's water for you.
Yeah, I have one over here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I can stand. Okay, please, everyone, welcome to this year's edition of the Oslo Bislett Games. It's the 55th Bislett Games, not counting last year's Impossible Games, so if you can include that, it's the 56th time we have a meet in Oslo. This was a hard one. 2 weeks ago, we didn't know if we could have the meet. As things turned out, Norway opened their phase 3 of their 4-phase opening plan. And since Friday 2 weeks ago, we have been working day and night to get the meet up and running. And athletes are arriving, even though they have to wait a little bit at the airport, like you did probably yesterday. That's part of the game right now. When it comes to the meet tomorrow, we have incredible weather waiting for the athletes. It's a heat wave coming in, so we're going to experience really good conditions at the stadium tomorrow and a real Scandinavian summer night. It will also probably be the first meet that has a decent audience. We're allowed to have 5,000 spectators at Bislett tomorrow. That will be the most spectators so far this year in the Diamond League. And it will actually also be the biggest gathering of people in Norway since February 2020. So it's quite a responsibility. And we also hope that those 5,000 people at the stadium tomorrow will use their voice and shout for not only themselves, but for 2 more. So it will sound like a full stadium for the athletes competing. When it comes to tickets, we have basically done the following. We put out the tickets Monday last week, but we didn't put out everyone. So we held a few tickets that we will put out tonight at 6 o'clock. It's 150 tickets left that we kept, and those will be released tonight at 6 o'clock. So basically then, we're sold out, but we have a few that we collected and kept, and then those will be put online 6 o'clock tonight. First athlete in today's press conference is Olympic medalist André de Grasse. Welcome.
Thank you.
And this is not your first time at Bislett. Tell us about the 2 last appearances here.
Yeah, so last time I was here was 2017. I ran the 100 meters here. So, of course, different circumstances. It was a great crowd. I remember being here. I had a good race. I won the 100 meters there. So it just feels good to be back here again and hoping to have a good race tomorrow night.
This being an Olympic year and, remembering what you did in the last Olympics, you have kind of confidence coming in to medal again?
Yeah, that's the plan. I feel like I'm in good shape. I've ran a couple of Diamond Leagues previous, so I had a season best at my last one. So I'm feeling pretty good about the 200 meters tomorrow night, and I'm hoping to get back on the podium in Tokyo.
Knowing the US and Canadian track and field quite well, I know that in an Olympic year, suddenly you have a totally different interest from your home crowd because it's an Olympic year. Is it like that in Canada now as well, that you feel the media and the attention is really gearing up?
Yeah, I feel like every day my manager is always asking for a request for an interview or something from the Canadian media, wanting to know what type of shape I'm in or if I'm feeling good. But of course there's going to be a little bit of pressure from my home country, but I've done it before. I've experienced the last Olympic Games, so I'm just looking forward to enjoying my second one.
Can you tell us a little bit how the transition between the Bolt era, because you experienced the last part of the Bolt era, actually medaling just behind him, And then it's been quite an open thing. It's kind of, you know, taking that the title world fastest man, it's been, you know, moving around a lot. How has it been? And who do you see as the next one taking that title?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, it could be any one of us. I feel like, you know, some of the Europeans are running good, the Americans are running good. You know, you have people in other small countries are running good as well. I mean, so it's really an open field. I think it's going to be a good race in Tokyo. So yeah, I mean, I'm just hoping to be a part of that history and looking to try to you know, cement my name in the world's greatest books.
So what's your game plan now from now until Tokyo? I guess you're doing a couple of more meets and then going on a pre-camp, or?
Yeah, I have this race coming up tomorrow night in Oslo for the Bislett Games, and then I have I'll be going to Budapest, then do a couple more Diamond Leagues, I think Monaco and Gateshead, and then I'll you know, take a couple weeks to just, you know, continue my training and then head over to Tokyo.
Are the Canadian team going to stay in Tokyo or somewhere else for like the base training?
Yeah, I think we have a training camp a couple hours outside of Tokyo, so I think we'll be able to go in about a week before the game starts. So I'm hoping to climatize and adjust there.
We also have some questionnaires here. Is there any questions coming online? Then, if yes, then you tell us.
Yes, yeah.
About how it feels to be coming into this form at this point, and how you feel that your fitness is compared to other like major championship years.
Yeah, I feel really good. I mean, I usually don't start off the season that quick, so for me to be able to run a season's best and my third fastest time in the 200 meters, that feels really good. So just knowing that my training is going well and that my preparation for Tokyo is coming along. It's coming along good.
In training this year, or have you just kind of followed the same? Have you done anything differently in training this year to other years?
No, I think maybe from the pandemic, I had a lot more time to rest, so I think that really helped me out a lot mentally. You know, just being able to rest my body, because, you know, every year it's something. If it's not the Olympics, it's the World Championship. If it's not the World Championship, it's the Commonwealth Games. So just being able to have that time off, I think that really helped me out. And then I went back to training, feeling good and rested, and was able to, be able to have a good season. I think that's what kind of helped me, just having the rest.
It left you even more hungry.
Yeah, I think, I've got a lot more motivation now, you know, because, of course, Olympic year, it only comes around every 4 years, so there's always a little bit more motivation to gear up for the games.
Sometimes the Olympics actually comes around every 5 years.
5 years now, yeah.
Exceptionally, but
Yeah.
okay, if there's no more questions, then those of you that want to talk directly with André one-on-one has a few minutes to do that. Then you can just ask him to do that.
Yeah.
So there's one there. So maybe then we'll take the official part and say thank you and good luck. And if you win tomorrow, it will be your third victory in Bislett in 3 appearances.
Yes. Thank you so much.
That's pretty good.
I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers. This is too tall. This is standing desk.
We're going to have good conditions, and also the fact that in the corner you're going to jump, there will be people watching you on the stands, and that's something new. So in total we're going to have 5,000 spectators at the Bislett Stadium, and then including all the volunteers, the media, so I think there will be around 5,500 maybe people in total at the stadium, and that actually is the biggest gathering of people in Norway since COVID came in February 2020. So it's quite a responsibility, and hopefully those those lucky ones that got the ticket, they will use their voice for 2 persons. So as an athlete.
Whose mics? Check.
You gotta turn your mic on, Renaud.
So then we
There we go. Come on, Sondre. Test it out.
I think he's on.
Yeah, but you're.
Hello?
Yeah, yours. I was wondering. If
You can have mine if you want it.
I was wondering. I was like, his has been on. I mean.
Hold that one and use it.
No, come on, Sam. Stop that.
So I start all over again? Okay. So,
Does this sound right?
try number 2. Welcome everyone to this year's edition of the Oslo Bislett Games. It's actually the 55th Bislett Games, not counting last year's edition that were named Impossible Games, and it was a pure exhibition event. A couple of things on information first. We have beautiful weather. Heat wave is just arrived in time, and that's especially important for those guys sitting here doing the pool vault. Going to be 27, 28 degrees, and a little, not too much wind, so it's going to be perfect conditions. And on top of that, we have been fortunate to have 5,000 spectators in the stadium. A normal capacity is 14,000. But, you know, from the last year and a half, having 0, that's 5,000 more than 0. So it's going to feel like something. That said, we have, during the day today, we're going to have a couple of more press conferences, closing down with Karsten at 3 o'clock. But first off is the pool vault. And actually now I'm going to start with Renaud, because last year you were also competing at Bislett for the Impossible Games, but you did that in your garden. And you had the incredible opportunity to actually watch the meet live on television in France while taking a beer and knowing the result you had yourself. But tell us about that experience, Renaud, because that was something you only experienced once.
Yeah, last year was kind of a crazy experience because I knew that I had to record the competition, like I think I did it 2 or 3 days before the real comp. So I knew before my result, and I was just expecting the result for the other one, especially from Mondo. So when I was watching the competition, I knew that if he gets 1 miss, 2 miss at a different height, I know what can happen before, but I wasn't able to respond because it was already done for me, so which was a little bit funny. But I think that for that time it was very important for us, for track and field, to show that our sport is still alive, and having this experience after the Ultimate Garden Clash we had all together in our different place was you know, in the move. So I was really happy to be part of the competition, even if I was staying at home, and so that's why now I'm very happy to be back in Oslo in person and be able to jump back in a real condition with those guys.
And Mondo, you were here at Bislett last year competing at the stadium, but not knowing exactly how Renaud had done. You asked me the day before. I said, I actually didn't know as well. How was that experience?
It was hysterical, really, because, you know, me and Renaud, like, normally we were texting a bunch, and just knowing that he already had the results sent in, and I'm just sitting here kind of waiting and jumping against this virtual Renaud that I know already did it. It's
almost unbeatable.
Yeah, it's an experience that we might not be able to ever do again. So, I don't know if I'd want to do it every time, but it was super fun in the moment. Absolutely.
We can say, that's something you won't forget.
Yeah, I won't forget it. That was an unforgettable experience.
And Sam, coming just from the US trials now, I heard it was an incredible heat wave over there in the Portland area. So you're going to experience something, a Nordic heat wave here, but not as bad. How was the US trials experience and getting on the Olympic team?
Well, the last time I came to Norway, it slightly rained a little bit, and it was in Oslo in 2019. It was actually Mondo's first professional meet in earnest. I remember him coming out in his multicolored uniform. That was a great day. A bunch of people jumped 580, and I barely got the win at 590. And so I don't think we've all competed together except in 2019, so it's really good to be back together. Now, the trials was a super bit of a heat wave, and it's a huge contrast to jumping in Gateshead, where it rained and it was cold. It seems like Mondo's been cursed with rainy conditions for the past month, so I hope we all get a good day to jump together. I think we're all certainly chomping at the bit to try to jump high for you guys. So hopefully tomorrow is the day.
And Sondre, how is it sitting here as the national hero and then with the big guys to the right of you?
It's exciting and it's good to be jumping against them again. Haven't seen some of you guys for a while.
You can't get better competition in a meet than you have here. All the big guys present. What's your own goals for tomorrow? You already PR this year. So what's your expectations from now, and what's your plan now go towards Tokyo?
I haven't competed too much this season, but I jumped, as you said, a PR early this season. So I'm hoping to get close to there or set another record tomorrow.
Spent a lot of time in SoCal, didn't you?
Yeah, I spent about 2 months training in California.
Yeah.
With perfect conditions, and as you said, the conditions are looking really good tomorrow as well. So I think it's possible to at least be close to my personal best.
Are you trying out any new stuff?
Any new stuff?
Yeah, new stuff. You got a year and a half to just train.
Nothing new stuff. Just
Nothing new
just
stuff.
pole vault.
Okay.
I'm just trying to jump as high as I can.
Take it. Well, congrats on that PB, man.
Thanks.
A few questions about the pool vault. You have now, during the year and a half, basically competed for empty stadiums. Now you can just feel, the normality is coming back. Those of you that watch the football see that in some stadiums it's actually been almost full. Others are turning in 20% capacity, 30% capacity. And here at Bislett we're going to have at least 1/3 being 5,000. How do you think that will affect the competition, knowing that actually people in the stands watching you again? You can start with you, Renaud, because you jumped in the garden last year. It was your brother and wife watching you.
Well, for sure, it's good to be back to kind of normal situation. But the fact is, like last year, we saw that even if the stadium is empty, we have been able to perform well. Especially Mondo by jumping many times over 6 meters, which is like very good for our sport because it shows that we don't need to have a public to make sure that the performance will be good. But regarding the last few events we had with the public back in the stands, it feels like we don't forget it, and we certainly appreciate it a lot, and feel that it's something special, especially after the jumps, because when you're going to prepare your jumps, you still have to be concentrated by yourself and stay focused. But after it, you need to celebrate, and more people are close to you, and better the celebration is. So I think that's something very important regarding for the next competition, and I think that Oslo is going to be a great one for that, because we will feel the vibes and the energy that we could say we were missing for the last few months.
Good. We also have new pool vault pits actually for you guys, so they will be the first one landing. They're brand new, putting them up right now. So
Yeah.
that will be another one. Mondo, you just came off a fantastic competition in Sweden, jumping 6 meters in bad conditions. Tell us a little bit about how the progression has been, and what's your plan from after Bislett towards Tokyo? the build-up?
Yeah, no, it's getting to where I want it to be. I'm starting to feel good. Starting to feel good on the runway, getting the rhythm and everything. And this is kind of nut cutting time now over here. I got 2 competitions left here, and then in Stockholm, and then we have the Olympics, and the Olympics is it's the most important meet for us. So really trying to figure out everything in these next couple meets. So. Yeah, I'm feeling good. I mean, we're gonna have good conditions tomorrow, it seems. So, I spend enough time in Scandinavia now that I know that if you have good conditions, take advantage of that, because you don't get it all that often. So, I'm gonna try to take advantage of that situation and go jump some high tomorrow.
And Sam, knowing track and field from the US quite well, every time there's an Olympic year, suddenly the US public and media wakes up. It's Olympic year, and the interest now towards the Olympic team that you're part of, and the possibility to yourself take the gold medal. How do you feel? The year is different. Normally, an Olympic year comes along every 4th year. Now it's every 5 year.
Well, I've never been blessed to be ranked number 1 in an Olympic year. I've always seemed to be ranked number 2. In 2016, Renaud was the shining star, coming off his world record in 2014, and now it seems to be Mondo sitting right next to me, coming off his world records last year and this year. The amazing thing about the Olympics is, as an American, once you make your way past the trials, it almost takes the weight off your shoulders. And honestly, being number 2 in some regards also takes yet another layer off, because I yet have nothing to hold me back, and I get to really let loose. And that's the gift I get whenever I jump with Mondo and Renaud and heroes from all over, is that you get to kind of just, if you don't succeed, let it be because you strove too far, that you tried so hard that you just fell short of the final goal, not that I got caught up in the small stuff. So when I jump against Mondo, I go big. When in other meets I might not feel like I can just let loose.
Good, and the camaraderie between you guys is obvious from when we watch television, and it's knowing this a little bit from being a high jumper myself. You actually compete not only against each other, you compete against the bar.
Yeah.
So it's different than the 800 meter where you can get a shoulder or something. Here you can actually, it's up to you actually.
Well, I think Mondo coined the phrase "a gentleman's game," because if you're not succeeding that day, it's so personal. It's so personal. It's between you and the bar, and nobody can put the blame on someone else. You take a step back and you say we're all jumping under the same conditions, and you suspend all of the man-to-man coverage, because you realize I've got nothing impeding me but my own limits, and that's what you get to go for. So that's an artistic way of saying that there's no excuse besides yourself to really try to compete well.
Knowing that we have some questions maybe from social media, maybe we could take a few of them from the audience. Knowing that it was difficult to get international media traveling to Norway because of the quarantine restrictions, we have a possibility to take them online. So please.
From Born to Fly film for Kendricks. Now that you are officially Team USA for Tokyo, how has your mentality shifted as compared to before Eugene?
Say the middle of that question once again.
Yeah, you gotta stand up.
I can't see anything.
No, you
behind this table.
You hear better if you
Don't
stand up.
Don't laugh, okay?
Stand up.
You ever turn down your music when you're driving in your car in a parking lot because you're trying to figure out where to go?
I know exactly.
Okay,
yeah,
you know what I mean.
I know.
All right, I'm sorry about that.
Trust me.
Now that you are officially Team USA for Tokyo, how has your mentality shifted as compared to before Eugene?
My mental conditions changed?
Yes.
Oh, well, it's a huge weight lifted off your shoulder for any American. And I think I said this in an interview right after the trials. I was second place when last time I won and set a record. The trials is the place where veterans have everything to lose and new guys have everything to gain. And so it's a huge mix-up of the whole world system. And I think a lot of nationalities are happy that they don't have to do the trials, but also jealous that they don't get the chance to really test themselves like that. And everybody has to fall into their teams as their merits are based. In America, we have our merit, and then we have a gladiatorial match that brings us all together. And I think it really brings out some hardened athletes. So I am stronger for it, having gone through the trials and even being beaten. My friend Chris Nilsson, he pulled out all the stops, and he had an amazing day. And we'll see him in Stockholm, too. Hope that answered your question.
There's another one from Born to Fly film to Lavillenie. As a mentor to Mondo his whole life, what has it been like to watch him as a kid and now compete against him as an adult?
That's a good question. Well, the thing is, I may be the only one here who have see jumping him, I would say, low, around 4 meters, and he was he was not that tall, but seeing him jumping with us now, and I would say like more than jumping with us is like putting everything on fire and just show us that 6 meters is not anymore a barrier, and it's something regular, is something just crazy. So I think it's nobody can say that we can have the opportunity to jump with someone which was when you were here, his idol. So I'm very proud to be able to share new experiences with him, and especially not only on the track but also outside of the track. So it's it's pretty amazing, and it's always good time. So it have to push me to try to jump as good as possible, and now my goal is try to beat him, but the roles are inverse, but it's still a good motivation to have some good time together.
Then I have the last question before you can go and meet somebody one-on-one, which I know there's interest for. It's the stadium record. It's 6 meters, and Tim Lobinger. Remember him? He was competing at my era. That's a long time ago. So it's time for maybe put your name on that one. I don't know, who's going to do it, but hopefully one of you. 6:01, I'll be really happy tomorrow. So that's the last word, and then good luck, guys, and enjoy. And then it's up to the media who will have the one-on-one sessions. And then we'll be back here in half an hour for the next press conference. Thank you.
Thank you.